Good afternoon. Welcome to PCI's Company Administration webinar series. Today's webinar is Demystifying the PCI Renewal Process, How Company Admins Manage Your Organizational Membership. My name is Nicole Clow, Marketing Coordinator at PCI, and I will be your moderator for this session. Before I turn the controls over to your presenter for today, I have a few introductory items to note. All attendee lines are muted. The GoToWebinar toolbox has an area for you to raise your hand. If you raise your hand, you will receive a private chat message from me. If you have a question, please type it into the questions pane. Also, a pop-up survey will appear after the webinar ends. The handout for this webinar can be found in the handout section of your webinar pane. A Dropbox link will be included in the follow-up email that includes the documents discussed in this presentation. If you cannot download the handout, please email PCI Marketing at marketing@pci.org. Today's presentation will be recorded and uploaded to the PCI e-learning center. PCI is a registered provider of AIA CES, but today's presentation does not contain content that has been endorsed by AIA. Today's presentation is non-CEU. Our presenter for today is Chris Hurst, Membership Director at PCI. I will now hand the controls over so we can begin our presentation.
Welcome to the Company Administrator webinar. My name is Christopher Hurst and the Membership Director at PCI. Step-by-step instructions will be given for each section of the Company Admin Portal, including how to update your roster, view your invoices/statements, update important contacts, and how to make new administrators. We will also review the membership renewal process and requirements for renewal. If you have two screens, you may find it useful to keep PCI.org open to follow along as we navigate the Company Administrator portion of PCI.org. I'll pause for a moment to allow you to bring up the website. What is a company administrator? Company administrators are important links between PCI and a member company. Company administrators will be the first person to receive membership information and updates from PCI. Company administrators can access and complete your company's membership renewal form, can add and remove employees to your roster, receive notifications about open invoices and statements, and view and print certification certificates, and finally update your key contacts. Key contacts are another vital aspect to ensuring you can take full advantage of your membership. Company admins can update PCI key contacts. Key contacts are leaders at your organizations that PCI will contact with relevant information and updates. Depending on your company membership type, you will have a different set of key contacts for your company. The form on screen is for non-producer, non-erector members. For producer members, the CFO financial contact is especially important as they will receive the sales declaration required for your certification renewal. If your company is not comfortable having a CEO or CFO listed as the key contact, you can give an assistant or the closest equivalent person who would handle your PCI membership. You can access the Key Contact Update form on the Key Contact tab on the Company Administrator page. We'll review the Company Administrator page later in this webinar. I've also included the Key Contact forms as a handout that you'll receive later with the Dropbox link. Erector members need all the previous contacts listed along with a certification contact and an authorized audit contact. Certificate contacts are able to access and print out your certification certificate. Company administrators and authorized audit contacts are also able to print out your certification certificates from PCI. Authorized audit contacts will be the main contact for your PCI audit. Producers need all the previous contacts listed, as well as a market survey contact, a safety survey contact, and a salary survey contact. They will receive their respective surveys during the renewal period each spring. Another important distinction for producer members are plant contacts. PCI has additional contacts listed for each of your plants that are certified with PCI. When you have your key contacts updated, you can be sure that the renewal notifications will be sent to the right people at your company. But what are the parts of the PCI renewal? On the screen, you can see the 3 parts of the PCI renewal process: membership, certification, and surveys. Only producer members need to worry about all 3 parts. Erector members who are owned by producers only need to complete the certification renewal, while independent erectors must complete a membership and certification renewal. Finally, all other organizational members of PCI only need to complete a membership renewal form. PCI has moved the renewal process online, removing the need for paper renewals. In April, you'll receive an email notifying you that your company's PCI membership renewal form has opened. You'll be able to access the form on your account page on PCI.org. Depending on your company membership type, you'll see one of the blue buttons on your account page. These buttons open the online renewal form. Once you complete the form, you'll be able to pay for the membership online by credit card or print out an invoice to pay by check. If you are a producer or a erector, you also need to complete a certification contract to complete your renewal. The certification contract must be signed for each location. A link to the contract will be included in the notification email that gets sent out. All erectors that are independent or owned by a producer must fill out an online renewal form and sign a certification contract. Erectors that are independent will also pay for their membership renewal when completing the online renewal. The most important part of the renewal process for producer members is the sales declaration form. The sales deck can only be completed by your listed CFO contact because of the sensitive sales information required. To complete the sales deck, the sales from each of your plants should include all of your last fiscal year's U.S. gross sales in U.S. dollars of precast concrete components and related services. Additionally, products and services subcontracted by the certified plant to others, and sales by the certified plant to other facilities, divisions, or companies used for precast concrete construction systems should be included. You may refer to the Joint Concrete Products List for products to report. All products listed under PCI or both NPCA and PCI must be reported. This form will be included in the webinar documents in the Dropbox that you will receive following the presentation. As you've seen in the previous slides, there's a separate button for the company admins to renew the producer membership. The PCI Market Survey is a membership requirement for all PCI producer members. It is similar to the sales deck, but goes into much more detail about individual plant sales. This data is reviewed by an independent third party to ensure confidentiality and anonymity for participants. After the data has been reviewed, PCI staff will report out to members the results to help your company with future planning. A copy of previous market surveys can be found on the members only page of PCI.org. Another important function for a company administrator is updating the company roster. By updating a roster, you're ensuring that only current employees receive PCI member benefits. Employees cannot receive benefits unless they are listed on your roster. You should ensure that all the employees know who the company administrator is so they can contact them when a new employee is hired or when an employee leaves the company. Depending on what membership type the company has with PCI will influence how you manage the roster. For non-producer members, there's one master roster for all employees. If you need to distinguish which location they work at, the company or the admin can change the address listed on the employee's profile. By default, the address field will be populated with the company's mailing address. For producer members, there is a hierarchy to the roster management. The headquarters location holds the producer membership. In the headquarters roster, the admin will see all the headquarters employees and a listing for each PCI certified plant or PCI certified erector. Each of these certified plants have their own rosters that can be accessed by clicking on the plant or erector name. Each plant or erector should have their own company administrator that manages the roster. One person can be an admin for multiple locations. Let's go over how to access the company admin page and update the company roster. If you'd like to follow along, you can bring up PCI.org on your computer. To access your company administrator page, the first step is to sign into your account on PCI.org. You can find the sign-in page at the top right corner of any page. When you click Sign In, you'll be taken to a page to enter your username and password. Your username is always your email address. Your password must be at least 7 characters long and have at least 1 numeric character and 1 alphabetic character. If you enter the wrong password 3 times, you'll be locked out of your account. To have your account unlocked, email info@pci.org. I will pause here for a moment to allow you to sign into the site or request a new password. Once you sign in, you'll be taken to your profile page. On your profile page, verify your own contact information is up to date. You can edit any of the information on this page except email address and company names. This would ensure that accounts and PCI benefits are not shared to non-members. To update an email or company name, you must email membership@pci.org with your request. To access the company administrator page, please click on the company name under your own name and title. After clicking the company name, you'll see your company roster. Employees on this list will receive member benefits with PCI. Member benefits cannot be used by an individual if they are not listed on your roster. It is important to keep this list up to date as ex-employees will continue to receive benefits until they are removed. If you are a producer member, you'll also notice that each plant and/or erector division is listed on this roster as well. Each of these locations will have their own roster for you to manage. You can access the additional rosters by clicking on the name of the plant or erector. To add an employee to the roster, please click the Add Contact link below the company name. Type in the first name, last name, and email address into the respective fields, then click Save. When you add their email address, our membership system will recognize the new address and send them a welcome email with their username and password overnight. Our membership database needs to refresh overnight to grant your employee benefits. If you're trying to register them for an event or allow them to purchase a book, please remember they will not receive member benefits until the day after you add them. To remove an employee, click on Member or their work title after their name. A new window will pop up with the employee's information on it. To remove them from the company roster, click Delete. They will be removed immediately from the roster, and by the next business day, they will lose access to their PCI member benefits. If you'd like to add company administrator rights to an employee, click Member or their title following their name. This will bring up a secondary screen that shows the employee's role as administrator. Confirm that this is the employee you want as an administrator and that it shows company administrator next to the person's name, and then click Save. You do not need to fill in a title or a start-end date for this role. If you'd like to remove company administrator rights from an employee, click the title Company Administrator following their name. Then click Delete on the role, Company Administrator. The site will ask you to confirm that this is correct before removing them from the administrator role. If an employee leaves the company and is an administrator, you'll need to delete both the member role and the company administrator role in order to remove them from the roster. Next, let's discuss the Key Contact page. The Key Contacts for PCI tab includes a link to the Key Contact form that you can download to update your contacts with PCI. You can email membership@pci.org with your updated form. You'll also see your current key contacts for the organization. If you have multiple plants or erectors, you will see only the important contacts for the location you are viewing. Having an updated contact list will ensure the individuals in the company receive pertinent information from PCI. Different PCI organizational members have different key contact requirements, so please be sure to download the correct form. Remember to review your important contact list for each location following this webinar. You will receive links to the key contact form in the Dropbox link following this presentation. Finally, let's discuss how to access company invoices and statements. When a company has an open invoice or statement, you will find two links on your account page. One is for invoices and the other for statements. Company administrators, along with the billing AP contacts, will receive these link alerts. To view the invoice or statement, click on the link and follow the instructions on the page. The links will only be accessible when there is an open invoice. When there's not an open invoice, you will not see the links. That now concludes the presentation portion of the webinar. If you have any questions, please send them to Becky King, Marketing and Education Manager at PCI, or myself, Membership Director for PCI. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris, for a great and informative presentation. I haven't seen any questions come through GoToWebinar, but I'll give it about 5 to 10 more seconds to see if one comes through. Okay, so it looks like we do not have any questions. So on behalf of PCI, I'd like to thank Chris and our attendees for attending. If you have any further questions about today's webinar, please email marketing@pci.org. Thank you again, have a great day, and please stay safe.